as promised, Bob Harig, ESPN golf reporter, joins us here on Big Board Sports 104.5 at Team ESPN Radio in Albany. Good morning, Bob.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good, Bob. Before I get to your column on Tiger Woods, which I did read, I want to get to you on this rule change that just came down, a little live, local, late breaking. At least I heard it for the first time this morning, and I'll let you elaborate on it. But essentially, no more calling in from home to report a mistake on a rule change, right? Which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, I think the majority of the reaction to it has been positive. There are some in golf circles who feel you should be able to take any evidence or any information you can get to make sure the rules are correct. It's not a sport that's officiated like our team sport. There are not rules officials on every hole, but I always thought it was just a bad look. The joke always has been, where do these people get the phone number to even call? Who do you know to call? It just seems to me that the caddies, the players, it is the fellow competitors' job to sort of protect the field. The walking officials and any rules officials on site, that should be the ones who handle, figuring out if the rules were broken or not. And also, there's so many people that are never on TV. So it's not really that even of a playing field when it comes to that. I mean, it should be the responsibility of those in the group to figure out what's going on with the rule. Yeah,
agreed. I don't see many who disagree that you can't have your average Joe sitting on the couch trying to get through to the PGA, the LPGA, whatever tournament they're at, saying, hey, you got this wrong. Marshals out on the course, getting it right, and hopefully they don't need the assist from Joe Blow sitting at home watching on TV.
Exactly. Well, in golf, we're supposed to police ourselves anyway. There is a sense of honor in that, and at the professional level, even the high amateur level, it's incumbent upon the playing partners and caddies to protect the field by looking for rules issues and to discuss them and make sure things are handled properly. And if you don't know, there are rules officials that you can summon to give you help. But the thing that was always to me the most egregious is the day after. If people are familiar with the Lexi Thompson situation earlier this year at the major championship in California, I mean, she mismarked her ball on Saturday, and yes, she did mismark it, and it was a wrong mark by a fraction of an inch, but it wasn't brought to the attention of anyone until Sunday. And the fact that nobody noticed it in real time, and that her it had been replayed a few times and nobody saw it, really seemed unfair. A day later, not only did she get a two-shot penalty for the infraction, but a two-shot penalty because she signed an incorrect scorecard. Now, all of that's gone away as well. But 4 shots, and she ended up losing that tournament in a playoff. That's a tough penalty for something like that. And now, it'll just hopefully be taken care of during the course of play. And if you sign your card at the end of the day and it's something's not noticed, hopefully that's the end of it.
Yeah. So if you see something that you think is wrong, don't call. They don't want to hear from you. they're gonna figure it out on their own, and I'm okay with that. Bob, you wrote an interesting column here recently. I read it last night, and I'll just throw the headline out there, and I already did to our listeners, and I'll let you take it from there. And that is regarding Tiger Woods, and we know how popular he is, and we know that he moves the rating meter in a big way, and he certainly did with NBC's coverage just 2 weeks ago. But your headline is, why do we care?
Yeah, I mean, going into the Hero tournament, I sort of started asking that question because there's been this feeling here of late, certainly among a segment of people who feel like golf is in a good place. We should be focusing on the young players. Why do you write about Tiger all the time? He's been hurt. He's never going to win again. He's never going to win another major. And so I went out to ask people that question, and some of the answers I thought were enlightening. I mean, there's just a big group of people still that just wants to see him play. They recognize greatness. They understand how that he's diminished and not as good as he used to be. and they don't care. And I think you're seeing that from the younger group of players today that are now competing against him. They want him out there. They see him as a living legend and someone they looked up to when they were younger. I think there's a sense that people don't want to see him go out the way he has been the last few years, injured, playing poorly. There's maybe a small segment of people who have this hope still that maybe he can recapture some glory. And I think he showed us in the Bahamas that it's certainly more positive than most people thought. There's still a lot of game there. And whether or not he can remain healthy and healthy enough to practice properly, I think will be fascinating as we go forward. I mean, Tiger is still a compelling figure in the game. His opinion is matters, is noted, and he's still got some pretty darn good skills, as we saw.
Bob, you think he's still the face of the game? And I say that because we have a lot of young golfers out there, but it doesn't seem to me like anyone has taken charge enough to that we have a new face. We don't need Tiger anymore, but there still seems to be, we do need Tiger. We do need him playing. It moves the rating game. People do watch more when Tiger plays, but I don't know what that says about the young talent or the next face in the sport of golf.
Yeah, I think Tiger is such a unique case. I don't think it necessarily speaks badly of the young guys today. I mean, it's sort of, golf was fine before Tiger, and it'll be fine after Tiger. He's just such a transcendent figure that he pushes the interest level way beyond the average golf fan, even maybe beyond sports fans. The golf is always going to have its niche market, its hardcore fans. Those are the ones who seem to get the most upset about the Tiger talk, the interest in Tiger. They want to focus on these young guys. Understandably, there's a lot of good ones. Rory, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Dustin Johnson. These guys are all playing at a high level, top 10 players. Ricky Fowler. There's a lot of good personalities, good guys, people to rally behind. But, I mean, what Tiger did is just so, and it's amazing to me how some of that has already been forgotten. What he did, even 10 years ago, was, it's just off the charts. I mean, to win 5 tournaments in a year, 10 different years. Justin Thomas just won 5 tournaments in this past season. That is a career year for anybody. And if he were to not ever do that again, it wouldn't necessarily be a surprise. Tiger did it 10 times. His scoring average in all the years that he led was incredible. I mean, it's just, he had so many feats beyond just the wins, the majors. And, and just break it down, the way he still hits the golf ball is different than most people. The trajectory, the sound, I saw it there 2 weeks ago. I mean, you forget, it just is a different feel when he's on and he hits a golf ball. And golf will be fine without him. It was fine before him. It's just obviously far more interest and attention with him.
I'll leave you go on this and make a prediction. You wrote 4 years it's been since he won, 10 years since he won a major. Will he win again? Will he win a major again?
It's before the Bahamas, I would have probably said no. I think to either. I think my feelings on that have changed a little bit. I've been maintaining that if Tiger plays 15 to 18 tournaments, if he were to get in contention in a handful of them, that would be a really good sign. And if he could win maybe one, that would be tremendous. He actually probably has a better chance to win a major than a regular event because of the strength of field, believe it or not. I mean, obviously all the top players play in the majors, but the fields are smaller. The Masters is less than 100. The U.S. Open and the British Open have qualifiers, so that kind of waters down the field a little bit. And he typically plays the top events outside of the majors where actually the fields are going to be deeper. So he might have a better chance at a Masters where he knows the course really well and there's less competitors, or a good U.S. Open course that fits him, or British Open course because there's less people in the mix. Do I think he'll win? I think it's still going to be really hard for him to win in this coming year. He's been away from competition for so long. He's got to get in that mindset again. There's going to be struggles. He's going to find golf courses with rough. He's going to find courses with narrow fairways. He's still got a lot to overcome, but I would not put it past him. Let me put it that way.
Bob Harig, great stuff from you. I enjoyed the column on Tiger Woods, and we'll direct people to that column. We appreciate a few minutes here on Big Board Sports in Albany. Have a great holiday season.